How about this, though?
That is not mine. No, sir.
Okay. I'm not going to ask you any direct, I'm not going to ask you any direct questions. I'm going to read you your rights first, okay? So just hang out with Deputy Hayke here.
What is it?
What you just witnessed is the exact moment a citizen's life was systematically dismantled by the very person sworn to protect it. Welcome to Civilian Audit. Today, we are launching a deep dive investigation into Cop Gets 12 Years in Prison for this video. What begins as a routine traffic stop for a minor equipment violation quickly escalates into one of the most egregious cases of planted evidence and official misconduct in modern history. Is this an isolated incident or a glaring flaw in the operational framework? Let's analyze the facts. The incident originates on February 15, 2018, at approximately 1,600 hours in Marianna, Florida. Jackson County Sheriff's Deputy Zack Wester initiated a traffic stop on 52-year-old Teresa Odom. The official justification for this detainment? A supposedly malfunctioning blinking brake light. When Civilian Audit reviews this initial contact, we immediately recognize the hallmarks of a pretextual stop. While legally permissible under certain Supreme Court precedents, these minor infractions are frequently weaponized to initiate unwarranted fishing expeditions. At the time of the stop, Miss Odom was legally operating her vehicle, though she was on probation for a prior, unrelated, non-violent property offense. As Deputy Wester approached the driver's side window, the procedural foundation of this interaction was already highly questionable. We must scrutinize how a simple equipment violation, 10E, is utilized to bypass standard constitutional protections.
And then a few seconds later, they just flash, okay? So
It's probably because of the rain.
Okay, that's fine. You got your driver's license on you, ma'am?
I just got tickets the other day. I'll be glad to show them
did
to
you?
you.
No, you're fine. All right, thank you. I'll be right back.
My truck may or may not start. When I turn it off, you may have to push me off, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you.
Okay. Do you need to turn it off? Do you have to turn it off?
It'd probably be better.
Okay.
I'm on a hard time with it as it is.
Okay, I'll tell you what. If
Can
we
I answer my phone?
Yeah. You can answer your phone. I'm just trying to think what's going to be best for. What is? What is that right there?
What is what?
That right there.
What is what? This?
That straw right there.
This is not a straw. It's an ink pen.
Oh, okay.
It's an ink pen.
It was connected. It looked like it was
No
connected
straw.
to that arc. Just
Hey,
hang
I just
tight,
got
okay?
pulled over that.
Man, you see my hip give out right then? Good Lord.
Look,
All
you
right.
just don't even need to know. I've been at the hospital with an
My
84-year-old
God.
uncle all day long for 3 days.
Okay.
Now, so I'm expecting anything at this point.
That would be. Yeah, I hope everything turns out good with that. All right.
It did. It did.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. I'm
It
sorry.
did. And I'm waiting on Dr. Albritton to call me. That was another thing I was fixing to tell you.
Okay.
If Dr. Albritton calls,
That's
may I
fine.
answer his call?
That ain't no problem. I don't care. Yeah, I'm not going to keep you from talking on the phone, okay? Anything in the vehicle I need to be concerned about? Bombs, hand grenades,
Drugs,
rocket launchers?
no.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right. Here's what I do probably 10 or 15 times a shift, okay? There's going to be a K9 coming in a minute, and she's going to walk around the car, okay? But instead of doing that, would you consent to a search of your vehicle? You're fine with that? Okay. All right. You mind stepping out and just hanging out with this deputy right back here?
No, I don't. I'm scared of being in this traffic. To be
No,
honest with you.
Deputy Hayke will take...
Upon making contact, Deputy Wester immediately shifted the tactical dynamic. He informed Miss Odom that a K9 unit was en route and suggested that she consent to a vehicle search rather than waiting for the K9 deployment. Civilian Audit must emphasize a critical legal reality here. Miss Odom was under zero legal obligation to consent. However, facing the inherent intimidation of a uniformed officer, she yielded and granted permission. Under U.S. constitutional law, if an officer asks for consent, it is almost always because they lack the requisite probable cause to mandate a search. By granting consent, an individual legally waives their Fourth Amendment protections. Furthermore, we must apply the standards set by the 2015 Supreme Court ruling in Rodriguez v. United States. The court explicitly stated that an officer may not unnecessarily prolong a traffic stop to conduct a K9 sniff without independent, reasonable suspicion. Deputy Wester possessed absolutely zero articulable facts linking Miss Odom to narcotics trafficking. Had she exercised her constitutional right to refuse, detaining her for the K9 would have been a direct, actionable civil rights violation under modern legal standards.
Can I Take my phone.
Yeah, take your phone. I don't care. That's fine. Come on.
How are you?
2554 to 2540. You can cancel. I got consent. All right, Deputy Haycare, make sure you don't get run over, okay? Because I have faith that he would prefer to get over. All right, just hang tight, myself.
This is where the audit takes a dark turn. A meticulous review of the body-worn camera footage reveals a critical anomaly. As Deputy Wester dons his tactical gloves, a small, unauthorized baggie is briefly visible in his hand, before he even enters Miss Odom's vehicle. Forensic analysis later confirmed the unthinkable. The deputy was actively planting methamphetamine inside her car. This is not merely a procedural error. It is a catastrophic fabrication of evidence under Florida law. Specifically, Statute 838.022 regarding official misconduct. It is a severe felony for a public servant to falsify official records or evidence to cause unlawful harm. Furthermore, it violates Statute 918.13 for tampering with or fabricating physical evidence. When a law enforcement officer introduces planted contraband, they completely destroy the chain of custody and the foundational trust of the justice system. The victim is left entirely defenseless, as their word is pitted against the presumed authority of a sworn officer. This calculated maneuver was designed to artificially inflate his arrest statistics at the expense of an innocent citizen's freedom.
According to the brother of David, neither he nor his brother drank water.
Miss Odom.
It is yogurt, sir.
I know. Okay.
It's yogurt.
How about this, though?
That is not mine. No, sir.
Okay. I'm not going to ask you any
No,
direct, hold
sir.
on. I'm not going to ask you any direct questions. I'm going to read you your rights first, okay? So just hang out with Deputy Haycare here.
What is it?
I have an idea. We're going to test it, though, okay? I don't know.
Oh,
but,
no, Teresa, you're going to jail.
Yep. What? Okay.
What it is? Yeah, there it goes.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you, Jess. No. Do you have anything on you, Miss Odom?
I said I didn't have anything on me in the truck.
Oh, okay.
officer.
Oh, okay. But do you have anything on your person? Is what
I
I'm
have
asking.
nothing on me to my knowledge
Okay.
at
Thank
all.
you. We're good. Okay. All right.
And I'm not trying to be over.
It did return presumptive positive for methamphetamine. Okay. I'm just letting you know. Okay.
Following the search, the situation escalated further. According to subsequent reports, Wester utilized a roadside chemical field test, claiming it yielded a positive result for methamphetamine. Civilian audit must highlight the severe unreliability of these preliminary diagnostic tools. Data from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement indicates that over 21% of substances initially flagged as methamphetamine are later proven false by accredited laboratories. Environmental factors, temperature fluctuations, and poor lighting can easily alter the chemical reaction of reagents like cobalt thiocyanate. In fact, these tests frequently trigger false positives for everyday items, ranging from acne medication to standard household cleaners. Let's pause the audit here. Considering the massive statistical failure rate of roadside chemical kits, Do you believe a positive field test should ever be sufficient grounds for a physical arrest before a certified lab result is obtained? Act as the jury and drop your legal assessment in the comments below. Despite their inadmissibility as definitive proof in a trial, these flawed tests are routinely leveraged by prosecutors to coerce plea agreements, long before the actual scientific truth is established. However, in Miss Odom's case, the test didn't fail. It accurately detected the very narcotics that Deputy Wester had maliciously planted.
What about my truck?
I'm going to have to tow it, okay, since it's a narcotics felony arrest, okay?
They saying they gonna tow my truck, baby.
Right. Here, you just want to put your phone and your sunglasses in your purse here, and we'll make sure all this gets to the jail.
The immediate fallout was devastating. Miss Odom was unlawfully detained, charged with felony possession, and incarcerated. After enduring 19 days in a county jail cell, the psychological pressure broke her. She accepted a no-contest plea deal, later stating she simply wanted to go home to care for her 3-month-old granddaughter. However, justice eventually caught up. An internal audit triggered an FDLE investigation, leading to Wester's suspension in August 2018 and termination in September. The sheer scale of his corruption was staggering. Prosecutors were forced to review nearly 300 cases tied to Wester, ultimately dismissing charges and overturning convictions in over 100 cases, including Miss Odom's. Civilian Audit views the final resolution as a landmark precedent. In May 2021, a jury convicted Wester on 19 counts, and he was subsequently sentenced to 12.5 years in state prison. While his exact motives remain unconfirmed, whether driven by a desire to join the narcotics task force or sheer malice, his actions represent the ultimate betrayal of the badge. Miss Odom survived a highly traumatic deprivation of rights with remarkable composure. This case stands as a permanent reminder. Accountability is non-negotiable, and the truth eventually will be captured on camera. Before we conclude this briefing, Civilian Audit wants to leave you with this critical takeaway. Your constitutional rights are your first line of defense. Never voluntarily consent to a search of your property. Assert your rights respectfully. Remain silent. And let your legal counsel fight the battle in a courtroom, not on the side of the road. Stay vigilant. Document your encounters. And take care of yourselves out there. This briefing is provided strictly for educational, documentary, and analytical purposes. All assessments are based on publicly available data, court records, and OSINT. Civilian Audit evaluates these events to promote legal transparency and does not endorse any unlawful behavior. If you found value in this procedural breakdown, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and share your own audit in the comments below. See you in the next briefing.